So, I mean, when we're talking not too tall, just
Thanks for joining us on Toby Talks, presented by Max Care, your number one pet podcast on the net.
Yeah, that's a nice little mix there.
Yeah, so
Like
yeah.
Learn about common pet behavior from the experts.
the gentle giants.
yeah, they're the gentle giants.
Tips, tricks, and more as we interview experts and get their professional opinions.
The character of Scooby-Doo is exactly what a Great Dane is.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Toby Talks. I'm Owen, and today we've got an overexcited host for you, Toby, in the background, banging around his toys. On this episode of Toby Talks, we're joined by a good friend of mine, Kyle, as we chat about his ownership with an American Great Dane. Along with sharing Kyle's experiences today, we're also going to be following up with a blog on expert opinions and advice on Great Dane ownership and how you can handle owning a Great Dane in any type of household. Be sure to head to our website to check that out now.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on another round of Toby Talks. I'm Owen. I'm your Max Care co-founder and digital content creator. And today I'm here with my good pal, Kyle. And Kyle is going to be chatting about his Great Dane experience and the puppy that he owns currently. Kyle, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the next 25 minutes to chat with me. Now, obviously, I need to know, what is the puppy's name?
Her name's Ellie.
Right on. And I know I mentioned this, but what breed is Ellie?
She's a Great Dane.
Is there now, I'm not going to know at all, is there like a sub-breed of Great Dane at all? Or is this like, is it straight purebred Great Dane?
She, as far as I know, is an American Great Dane. There's also a European Dane, which can be larger and have the droopier jowls and stuff like that.
Okay, right on. So those are the ones that have the bigger faces and
Yeah.
get up to my shoulder in height kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Ellie's not too tall then. How tall would you describe her then?
She comes up to about my waist. So I mean, when we're talking not too tall, she's at least 3 feet or so.
Okay, so and then I'm assuming she can get up to your height when she gets up on those hind legs.
Yeah,
then.
when she's on her hind legs, she looks me.
Okay.
I'm over 6 feet.
Yeah, right on. Okay, so not too big, but you've got a big dog on your hands.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, and when you picked out your puppy, how did it happen? Like, first of all, where'd you get your puppy? Do you was it a farm?
No, we got her from a breeder kind of near Sarnia, Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife, her dad grew up fostering Danes and stuff like that, so she's always wanted one. We also have a small miniature dachshund puppy, and she's always thought the contrast was hilarious. So.
Yeah, that's a nice little mix. There.
Yeah, so
Like
we ended up getting her from a breeder down in Sarnia, Ontario, and
right on.
yeah.
And did you pick her out then?
We just kind of specified that we wanted a female, preferably, and if at all possible, if there was a black one in the litter, we wanted an all black one, and
That's
we
what you
one
got.
with all black with a white chest. So
Okay,
it's
right
perfect.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And did she grow out of the white chest? Like, is she all black now, or just
No, she's got the white chest.
still got
yeah.
the markings? Right
Yeah.
on. Okay, cool. So you got your puppy picked out, and you got your nice black puppy, almost fully black. Got a little white stripe there. Describe your first night back at home with your puppy then.
Our first night with her went pretty well, actually, considering. She was pretty timid, as you could
Yeah.
imagine with a puppy coming home for the first time.
Of
but
course.
we don't really do the crate training. She had like a bed with a crate, but the door was left open so she could kind of come and go, but she knew that was her bed.
Yeah.
And she kind of took to it pretty quickly. Just I think part of that was just being timid.
Yeah.
And we were quickly able to actually get rid of the crate altogether. Now she just sleeps on a bed next to our bed.
Okay, right
And,
on.
so we don't have to worry about those things at all.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that was super nice. But yeah, with our dachshund, we tried to do the same sort of thing, and
Yeah.
he just whined his face off, and that was short lived. He now sleeps in our bed or our son's bed. So
So that's what happened with my dog. I had to keep him in my bed the first night or the first few nights, and then all of a sudden I started to be able to leave him down in the crate longer and longer, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
he just did the full night. What about puppy training then, like house training? How long did that take with
she was actually really good too. With as far as things like potty training and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
exactly.
she did really well. Within the first week or two,
Oh,
we were
wow.
pretty much accident free, and
Jeez.
she knew what to do pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's
from the
impressive.
time that we got her home to the time that she was done. So
Yeah, did you use any tricks, like any bells, anything like that?
no, just a lot of praise.
Yeah.
She's super responsive to treats.
Oh, okay.
Me and my wife like to joke that the character of Scooby Doo is exactly what a Great Dane is. Very, very responsive to treats and scared of literally everything.
That's hilarious. I have actually never related that. That's so funny. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
'cause
Every
Scooby's a
time I
Great
meet
Dane,
your
too.
dog now, I'm going to think of Scooby Doo. Every single time. Oh my god. Um So you've got them home. We've got dogs barking all over the background for our viewers back there. So then obviously training didn't take that long. Do you think going through the entire night, like how long did that take to be able to sleep through the entire night without going out?
Yeah, again, she was really quick to being able to do that. She would wake up pretty early in the morning at the first little bit, but she got a hold of that pretty much as soon as she was potty trained. She was already going through the night. So
Right on.
within a couple of weeks, she was able to figure that out too.
Do you think it's easier with a dog with a bigger bladder, like a bigger dog?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. She was much easier in just about all regards to train than Moose. I
Fair
mean,
enough.
she's still a puppy, so she gets a little excited about things and
Well, of
jumps
course.
up and stuff. But as far as taking commands and potty training and things go, tenfold easier than our dachshund. I
Okay.
mean, dachshunds are known for being pretty stubborn.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but I mean, if we're comparing just the small breed to the large breed, yeah,
It was a
huge
lot easier,
difference.
just the
Yeah.
bladder and size.
Yeah.
I've always kind of known that like with a puppy, you can't expect them to hold it too long. And even with the small dog, like you think about that, it's like my puppy was the size of a small dog.
Yep.
So how
Yep.
long can they really go, right?
Exactly. How long can
Oh,
you go?
man. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Exactly. Oh man. So then and there goes Toby. Sorry, we got, of course, being the nature of the podcast, we've got to have Toby running back and forth, it being Toby Talks and all. So then you didn't really use any tactics to speed up the process. How old is your puppy? I know we've mentioned that she's a puppy, but she's still like,
Just over a year old.
okay, so
Yeah.
still quite young.
Yep, just over a year old. And I mean, we didn't use like a ton of tactics, but like we got some treats that she really really liked, and
Yeah.
we used those as like her special treats. And
Right
every time she went outside, we made a huge deal about it. 'Cause like I said, she was really responsive to praise and food. So
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
combine the two, and she real quick figured out, hey, treats come from this,
Yeah.
and I get pets. So
Yeah, that makes
she
sense.
loved that.
That makes sense. What about other types of training, like just like obedience type training?
Yeah, she took to like basic commands and stuff, like the sit and stay and come pretty quickly.
Yeah.
In comparison to our smaller dachshund.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's still a pup, so she has her moments, but she was really good with that. The only real thing that she's ever she might not listen is if she's excited about something else. If there's another dog present,
That's what I was about to say.
yeah, she's very, very motivated by other dogs, to
Yeah.
say the least.
Yeah,
So,
all my puppy wants to do is say hi.
yeah,
That's
it's-
all it is.
And once you lose their attention, it's hard to get it back sometimes. Right?
Oh,
So,
oh, absolutely.
especially with the pups. But she does quite well with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So your pup was a year old, and you got her like right when she was a year. So obviously it wasn't that new term that goes around, the COVID puppies that everybody. Not one of those. So then socializing. Did you do a lot of socializing? I know it's been a little bit harder for people to socialize their pups nowadays.
No, we have a few friends with larger dogs as well that we've done some socializing. Owen as well.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, but we haven't taken her to dog parks and stuff very much until recently, just because she was very reactive to other dogs when she was on leash.
Okay.
So it took a while. She's doing much better with that sort of thing now. So
yeah,
we feel more comfortable now that she's socialized with other dogs. But it was very one-on-one, especially with being such a big dog and a clumsy pup.
Well,
you don't want to
absolutely.
throw her into the mix with a bunch of dogs, and she may not be trying to hurt anybody, but
well, exactly. That's
being a
always the
big
biggest
pup.
fear, right?
Exactly.
Like you've got this huge puppy, and it's like all it wants to do is play. But even like I know you've got a couple little kids. Like, were you not worried about the puppy maybe even knocking over one of them? Like, it's got to be bigger than both your kids combined.
Definitely. She's pushing me.
Yeah.
No, that was like definitely a big concern when we got her. It was so we were on it right off the hop. We did do some puppy training classes and stuff with her right off the hop with actual professional trainers, and they helped us figure out exactly what we needed to do to help things with the leash triggering and just to get her to have calm moments and stuff and help calm her down so that she's not knocking over the kids just by running around accidentally and stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, that's not to say that she hasn't.
No, of course.
That's a necessity. We've got a toddler that likes to run around and get her going.
Exactly.
So it's as much him as it is her.
It's almost kind of nice though, because like I got my dog, and I don't really have access to like. It's weird to say have access to. I don't have like children in my life, if that makes sense, where my dog is meeting them. So it's not like. When my puppy goes and meets young children at this point, I've got to be so cautious, because even though he's almost a year old now, he's never ever seen a human that size, and so he
doesn't even know what to do.
Yeah, he gets very reactive and just doesn't know what to do. Yeah,
wants to play, wants to explore, doesn't quite know. Yeah, that was something we with both of our dogs, even our smaller dog.
Yeah.
We wanted to get them used to people right off the hop. So there was always Moose went to work with my wife. She worked at a salon, and now she runs a salon from home. So there was always people coming in and out for them to meet. So they quickly got used to people of all sizes, which was important to us, and especially with having young kids.
Absolutely.
This is how you have to be around them, and you can't be jumping up, especially when you're over 100-pound puppy.
That usually helps. So how much does Ellie weigh then? Do you know?
It's been a while since we've got her weighed, but if I had to guess, probably around 120 pounds now.
120. So she's only like 20 pounds less than I am at this point.
Exactly.
Well,
and she's only a little over a year.
So still got maybe a few more pounds to go?
Yeah, she'll fill out a little bit. I think she's done growing as far as height goes, but she'll probably fill out a little bit still.
Okay. Yeah, I know we've been told, we've had a lot of our experts weigh in, and they said that about 6 months, so half a year, they've got about 50% of their body weight, and then they gain another 50% of their body weight in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
So then by about a year and a half, they've got their full mass.
That makes sense. Yeah. She's you could tell she's skinny still, right? So still got that puppy lankiness
when
going
I see her too, I don't actually think she's a very big Great Dane. Like,
no,
she's on the
pretty
small
small.
side.
She's definitely on the smaller side. Her dad was 140 or 150 pounds,
and that's a male. So that's
and that was a male. So
that's
definitely on the smaller side for the Danes. So I mean, it's kind of nice in the sense it's a little more manageable.
Well, exactly. I've always thought, like, if you have a dog that's more or bigger than you have to be so strict on the training, and if you're
Yeah.
not, you're almost
They'll walk you.
yeah, exactly. You're
They'll walk
running
you real
behind
quick.
this dog, and
Yeah.
so if there's anybody out there struggling with a dog that is walking them right now, feel free to message maxcare.pet, and we do have a lot of behavioral experts that are able to help with those kind of things, and they can kind of help walk you through some of the next steps. So if that is out there, or of course just message Kyle. Apparently he's got the hang of it too. Okay, so we've kind of gone over the past your training tactics. She was apparently really easy to train, other than that leash thing at
Yep.
first.
Yep.
So then
Walking was definitely the biggest.
any improvements or anything gotten worse? Any bad habits? Anything like that? Any weird like developments or things like that over the past year that have happened?
She still is a little bit reactive, especially if she doesn't get the opportunity to go meet another dog. She really wants to go see them and go play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's I feel like something that is always going to be we need to watch for and continuously work with. Whether
Of course.
it's just crossing the street or whatever. It's knowing your way out in case she does get excited and you're like, okay, no, we're going the other way, going back home or whatever it needs to be. Then so be it. But most of the time she's pretty good with those sorts of things. I'd say most of it is an improvement.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's a little bit of a Scooby-Doo dog, so everything will scare her.
A little bit goofy, a little bit, yeah.
If a bag blows down the street, it might spook her. If
Oh,
a
that's
leaf
gold.
crinkles a little bit too loud, that might spook her. For the longest time, when she was a puppy at night, she actually wouldn't walk past our neighbor's house unless she was walking with our dogs in. So we made the joke that the wiener dog was the
guard
protector.
dog.
Yeah.
The wiener dog was the guard dog. That's hilarious. Oh man. And then when was your first vet visit, and how often are you still seeing a vet? So she's only a year now. Have you hit that time where you've got to go see the vet again for those booster shots, or what's going on now?
No, we've just had the regular visits. We did have to go in once because she had I forget what the name of it was, but it was like these little bumps that happens with dogs. Sometimes it's basically the equivalent of like dog HPV that goes away after the puppy phase. So
Yeah.
going back to our earlier question about whether or not we socialized her a lot from the hop, that actually prevented us from doing so for a while because it's contagious among other pups. So we had to keep her away until that cleared up. But that's all cleared now. Apparently, it's a lot more common than.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It
I've never
freaked
heard
us
about
out
that.
at first. It was like these. It looks like little warts almost. And
Oh, wow.
So it freaked us out because she was a pup getting these things, and we were like, "What the heck is that?"
Oh,
So
absolutely.
we had to
Anything
go
with a
do
puppy.
that, and other than that, we haven't really had any like irregular visits beyond the regular shots and those sorts of things.
Right on. Do you plan on anything, like anything in the future that you know you're going to be doing?
Yeah, actually, so she's just gone through her first heat not too long ago, so we are going to be getting her spay.
Okay.
And with the Danes, they're also prone to their stomachs flipping or turning.
Yeah.
And so their stomachs are not attached to the lining, from my understanding.
Okay.
So there's a procedure that you can get done when they have the spay that actually it's called tummy tacking.
Yeah.
And they basically sew the lining of the stomach to the stomach so that it all holds in place and makes it impossible for it to flip.
Yeah.
Or for them, it makes them less susceptible to things like bloat as well.
Oh, okay, that's really
which
cool.
is also a pretty common thing with them.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, other than those sorts of things, like which have all just been regular routine
Yeah.
things, she's been really good.
And then I'm assuming then you'll use a slow feeder for her?
Yeah, we use so it looks like almost like a maze.
Yeah.
So she has to follow the maze, and we'll also fill it with water from time to time to slow her down. And,
Okay.
and if she's just been out running and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
she needs
just-
a drink, we'll add some water with it,
Yeah.
and that slows her eating a little bit. Because especially if they eat and then go play, or have just been going hard and then eat, that's when
it's really
Yeah.
prone to happening.
yeah.
Okay. That's really cool. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Well, anyways, thanks so much. That's all my questions. Do you have any like weird experiences or just any last remarks you have of her? What's like the funniest kind of weird thing you could think of about Ellie so far in the past year you've had her?
Just I'm amazed that like we knew that they're a lazier breed and stuff like with being a big dog, but I'm just amazed at how much our particular Dane fits that stereotype of the
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo dog. So for anyone else that's looking for them and thinks like, oh, you know, this dog's gonna be crazy high energy and because it's so big, it's actually a very lazy, docile dog, and they like to hang out and cuddle and
The gentle giants.
yeah, they're the gentle giants and
That's awesome.
big scaredy cats. So they're nice dogs and
That's so cool.
yeah,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me.
yeah, anytime, man. Thank you.
For our listeners out there, I'm going to be going through and typing up this podcast on our blog, and you can find links to any of the topics that we discovered through that blog, as well as blog postings for some of the professional advice that our experts can give you on any of the topics that we just covered. As of course, we're not professionals and we can't give you the opinions ourselves over this podcast, but we can always link to the Max Care professionals that we have available. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch you again next week. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was a pleasure bringing you this information from my good friend Kyle, American Great Dane owner. And if you liked this content, you can subscribe for more on this channel or find us on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, TikTok, and pretty much everywhere else on the web with the handle @MaxCarePet. And be sure to head over to www.maxcare.pet to learn about our 24/7 peace of mind that MaxCare can bring to your family. Again, that's www.maxcare.pet, and our handle is @MaxCarePet. We look forward to bringing you more information next week.